Today's less ghetto version of waterproofing. The front brakes don't bother me so much, there's nothing really in there that matters. But this one is trapped on the top and then covered completely with a trash bag now. And this one is just trapped on the top. This comes through, it's all pretty well strapped in. As expected, getting out of the canyon is a bit slow. It's kind of all fairly steep, but I'm making it. I think I'm almost out there. I think I have like a half mile left. And well, that just looks terrible. It seems to have flattened out a lot, which is good. There's 4 more miles left. And I'm hoping it's all flat. But I can't today. It's just not happening, so 4 more miles, hope that's it. Hope it's flat. Today is the anniversary of my 2nd week. It's Saturday. I believe it's May 9th. Happy birthday, Dad. I was in Snow Canyon last night camping with all the little families. But because, they were leaving that day, I couldn't stay. It was 10 miles, pretty much all up to Veyo, Utah, which I figured even walking, I could get there in 5 or 6 hours. I got to sleep until like 7, which was nice, and I even went to bed at like 10 or 11, so that was a good 8 or 9 hours. So after that, got up, put all my stuff on the bike, said goodbye to the families, gave the blankets back that I got to borrow, which was really nice, kept me nice and warm. But it was misting, and my tent was beginning to leak. It wasn't raining very hard, like it was little pitter-patters, it was definitely a sprinkle. I want to say it's a sprinkle more than a mist. It was really a bummer to see that my tent was leaking. But it wasn't really supposed to rain after that morning, and it wasn't supposed to rain here in Veyo. So I figured it's okay, I will pack everything up, head up to Veyo, it will be fine. It was so cold, I could barely feel my fingers the entire ride. I was just so stiff, it was really hard to pedal. So I got up I walked up a bunch of these really big hills right at the beginning. They were just very steep, but they weren't forever. It was just, I was cold and stiff and tired, so I wanted today to be my rest day. I was already kind of bummed out. Just wasn't feeling well, I was having some cramps. Generally not feeling good. And so, sit down where people can see me on the road. I got into Veyo, I went to this pie place. I think I left my gloves there, I'm really kind of bummed out. I'm going to check tomorrow, they open at noon. So I am taking a rest day tomorrow here in Veyo. Charged a bunch of stuff at the pie place, ate some pies. Had a brownie, it was really good, and then they closed, so I went across the street to this general store to see if they had anything to help fix my leaky tent. And they had something, but then I tried to set it up. The bottle broke all over the place. The guy in the store was letting me do it in the back on the table where usually people eat like their hot dogs or whatever that they bought at the store. So I felt really bad. Luckily it didn't make a mess on their stuff, it just made a mess on my stuff. So I'll probably be picking that off my hands for the next year. I tried to apply it as best as I could to the tent, so I don't know if it's worked. I don't really ever want to find out. I'm hoping that I can get that thing replaced before I do any serious camping in more serious weather. So anyways, I was really not looking forward to having to camp wet, mostly because of my stuff. It'd be uncomfortable for me, but I don't want all my stuff to be wet and damp. It's just, I'm gonna have mold problems, I'm gonna ruin all my electronics. My guitar's not gonna like that. So, just a lot of technical issues, so. And then my connection on the phone is really terrible. I can only make phone calls, I can no longer make text messages or check data, which is unfortunate, because I wanted to check all my future routing stuff against some more ideas that I've had, but I can't really do that, I'm just kind of stuck. No one here really has Wi-Fi that I can use. There's no public Wi-Fi, it's all like private stuff, so that's unfortunate. So now I found the community park, and I am underneath, there's like a little corral across the street, which is what you're seeing behind me, for horses, so hopefully no one goes riding early tomorrow morning, because I am going to camp underneath the announcer thing for their rodeos and stuff. So because it's like a nice platform, it doesn't look wet, which means it didn't really get wet earlier when it rained because everything else is damp. So if it does rain, I have extra protection. It will be less likely that something will leak through my tent. Plus, I'm up on a platform, so I'm not camping on wet ground, and it's less chance that it's going to become a puddle underneath me. So these are my thoughts, even though I would prefer something a little more out of the way in case someone does come in the morning, but hopefully no one cares, even if they do. Good morning. I am in Veyo, Utah. I just had my first night here of 2. I'm gonna take a rest day. I am really tempted to just leave most of my stuff here like I did in Overton. I get this feeling that no one will care and that no one will bother, especially since it's away from the park where kids will probably be running around. So I'm probably gonna leave most of my stuff in here and then take my guitar and electronics and all that important stuff with me into town when I get up. But it's really cold, so I'm going to hibernate in my sleeping bag a little bit. I didn't realize, like, I was a little chilled. Like, I didn't, like, as long as I laid still in a good position in my sleeping bag, I felt okay. It wasn't, like, super comfortable, but it wasn't that bad. And then I'd move and I was like, oh, it's cold. Get snuggled in, the mummy again, with a little mouth sticking out. And so, yeah, and then I got up just now to run to the bathroom in the morning, and whew, it's freezing outside. Even inside of my tent, there's a much better climate. So that was, yeah, so it's actually quite, I'm doing okay for myself in this little tent with this, sleeping bag. I still haven't discovered whether or not, I think it may have sprinkled a little bit more last night. I kept hearing what sounded like rain, but only just very small amounts. But I don't know because I'm under a thing. So, yeah. What did happen was that I fell asleep at some point on top of this guy, and I woke up in my own virtual puddle, and that's what I get for worrying about water for so much. So I think it mostly dried overnight, but I did wake up to the sensation of my butt being wet because I had finally soaked through my sleeping bag, which is an accomplishment. I think it was like 2 liters of water I was sleeping in. Anyways. Good morning, Veyo. I made a major error in not realizing that today was Sunday and everything is closed except for the pie place, which doesn't open until noon. That's annoying. Okay, so let's talk about Veyo, Utah. I got to Veyo yesterday. Yesterday marked 2 weeks of my trip. Today is Sunday, it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I took the day off. I was able to get Wi-Fi at the pie place, actually, and they were open way earlier than I expected them to be. They weren't supposed to be open till noon, but then I saw people going in, so I was like, hey. Tomorrow I'm planning on getting up to Enterprise, which is maybe like 20 miles away, I want to say. 25 miles. But again, there's like a pretty big uphill for a lot of that, so that may or may not be a reasonable quest. We'll find out. So depending on how I feel after tomorrow, I may or may not take another rest day before heading to, I think Cedar City comes next. I was able to leave my camp set up all day under this rodeo corral thing. The rain flew off earlier when I got back. I was afraid someone had like looted my tent, but I think that it was because I had put it on upside down this morning when I left because it was really damp on the inside because I spilled a bunch of water last night. It evaporated right onto the tent. So I flipped it inside out so that it would dry, but I think because it was on wrong, the wind kind of knocked it partially off, so that was a little distressful to return to. Kind of actually able to bathe a little bit in the sinks and wash my hair, which it's not like a great hair wash, but it feels less sticky than before, so that's really nice. Yeah, my gear's all slowly kind of falling apart. It's all just bending and melting and generally degenerating, so hopefully it all lasts me to Salt Lake. It's just got to get through another couple 100 miles, that's all. Same for me, so I'm really disappointed at how slow the fitness on this journey is going. Like, I don't feel any stronger than when I left, really. Going up hills still feels about the same. I still get really tired doing nothing. Like, just biking in and out of town is like, a chore. So, that's cool. It was a really boring city. But the pie people are really nice. They treated me really well. They just let me sit there all day and never bother me. And every time I was like, oh, if you need me to move, let me know. They were like, no, you're fine. So, yeah. Pretty sure I weirded them all out, but no one cared. Also, happy birthday, Dad. It was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Dad. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. It won't be either of these days when I post this video, but that's okay. I feel like I'm regaining my spirits, actually. I'm gonna say that. You can probably hear it in the tone of my voice since I'm jolly. I go through lots of stages. Sometimes I just kind of feel really depressed, like the world is a terrible place and I don't want to be here anymore. And other times I feel like really excited. Like, I remember that the reason that I'm doing this is because for the experience, and like even though, yeah, sometimes my tent is leaky and sometimes things don't go right and sometimes I can't find a place to stay and sometimes my guitar wood is warping. Garrett, I know you warned me about that. That is all on me. And I don't know, sometimes things go wrong and we move on, we adapt, we change, we learn, we grow, and part of that growing, I think, is the feeling not good. So I definitely have been experiencing that, and just through, I think, the wild amount of support I get from friends and family. I have amazing friends and family. I don't know, even just the people that I meet along the way, I just get a wild amount of support. And it's amazing, and it just, it makes me feel good, and it makes me remember that life is good. Like, not knowing what's going to happen and dealing with the things that are not as great, and all of those things are what make us who we are and the way that we learn to deal with those things when they happen. And I don't always deal with them well, but it's always my goal to, bounce back, I guess. Come back stronger, come back happier, come back with some sort of renewed sense of whatever, faith in life. I don't know. Right now I'm feeling good. I don't know if it's just because no one actually took anything from me today or because, I don't know. I shouldn't feel good right now by all rights. I have to go do a whole bunch of uphill tomorrow. I have to sleep on cement tonight. I don't know. Creating cool things makes me happy. Today's been weird, but today's been successful. I don't know. I'm just in a good mood and I don't know. It's probably gonna go away in about half an hour and I'll be like, oh, the world sucks. I just want to die. Why am I here? Why am I doing this to myself? But for now, I feel good. My videos are all gonna be like this. I'm just gonna, yeah, I feel so good. And then like next one is just like, it is so hot, or it is so cold, it is so rainy. Oh man, it's like, oh, I don't even know. Welcome to my life. I'm standing on some bleachers right now. The sun just set. Goodbye, sun.